Cool. Can you tell me a little bit about your music? What inspires you to write the songs that you write?
I really like kind of simplicity and like the mundanity in ordinary life, you know, like I'm really into like kitchen sink dramas and just things that they might seem everyday but they're actually always unique, you know, because it's like relationships between different people. So I think that's always like, you know, it's always a song that someone can relate to, because if you write a song about a relationship, it's bound to have happened to somebody else. So someone feels like, oh, that's about my life, but actually, like it, because everyone's so different, like it's always a unique thing, like being in love or not being in love or being in a relationship with somebody. So I like the little details about that kind of thing, and it just depends on my mood. Like if I'm in a really upbeat, happy mood, then I'll go and write something silly and like fun and quite poppy, and then if I'm really angry, I'll be like, ah, and write something more like I Just Love You More, or Model Behaviour, or Mansion Song. So I think I'm very like, you know, it depends on my mood. Yeah.
You said on stage that there should be more female singer
Yeah.
songwriters. What advice would you give to someone thinking, all right, I can do that?
Just have confidence to go and do it, you know, and don't really worry about what people say about you, as long as you know, there'll be people that you trust that will have faith in you, and you should always just like look to them for advice. But concentrate on writing good songs and being yourself, and not trying to like copy somebody, but just trying to like be inspired by people, but actually write about things that mean something to you, or that are important to you, or that you find fun or interesting. And like, I just think, I don't know why, but there really are less like it's a fact, there are statistically less female composers than male. And when I found that out, I was like, oh god, that's such a bummer, like, you know, because everyone's making such a fuss, like there's so many female artists out there, but actually there's loads of female singers. There always has been, since like, you know, forever, like the 60s girl groups, like there's always been loads of female singers and performers, but not as many writers, and that is upsetting. And I think we need to get some more like girl bands back, you know, like real ones, like Sleater Kinney, like kind of thing, not like, you know, pop stuff. Like, not that pop, like I love pop music, but that would be really nice to see some genuine like girl musicianship, and like in the UK, I think.
So what was it that inspired you then in the first place? Was it bands like that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm inspired by loads of stuff. I think when I was a kid, I listened to a lot of stuff that my parents did, which was very 60s and 70s orientated, and the Beatles majorly, and Janis Joplin, and the Rolling Stones, and a lot of folk and Irish music, and Johnny Cash and stuff like that. And then when I was 16, and then as a kid by myself, I listened to loads of pop music. And then as like a 16-year-old, I got into punk and bands like the Buzzcocks and Riot Girl bands like Bikini Kill and Sleater Kinney, Bratmobile, the Sex Pistols, loads of punk stuff, and that's very much within like my makeup as a person, yeah, because it's all about ideals and standing against kind of the tide, I think. And yeah, I always, yeah.
All right, so just finally, what was your first reaction to Jersey flying in?
I've never ever been, and actually we hit the tarmac twice, so I was a little nervous when we actually first landed, but it was a really beautiful day, and it seemed really pretty, and like it's nice to be by the sea. And I've just had such an awesome gig out there, like the crowd were amazing, so I definitely want to come back.